Hi, my guy. Hello. You were on the point, on the money when you're like, Derek, you should play the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles for your birthday. Derek, you should play the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles for your birthday when we were talking last night. I was like, yeah. And talking about it today, everyone was like, you know what, Derek? I was talking about how excited I was. Like, you should play it. I'm like, I don't know, no. Derek, you should play it on stream. And everyone was like, Derek, play it on stream. So,
The Empire of Japan. After opening its
relax and play it on stream.
cultural
This isn't gonna be like a. This is gonna be more like our more low energy type of streams, though.
Eastern island nation. The revolution washed over the land, making life in the capital excessive and unsettling.
Cause like the thing for me, like most streams, my main thing is to like entertain.
Swept away
But like for me, this time is my main thing is to enjoy the game. My main priority. Ooh. This is really, really pretty.
but for one man, the turbulence of that era was just the beginning of an extraordinary story.
Wait, we shot someone? Bang, bang. Can you repeat that I was correct? But I'll repeat that you're correct anytime. Like I said, you're right like 99% of the time, except when you say you want the cutest man alive. Most of the time I'd agree with you. I still can't believe it. I still can't believe this is happening. How can it be that just beyond the doors of this quiet little chamber is the highest court in Japan, waiting to decide my fate? Also, for anyone wondering who was curious about my status, I was posting the other day about how I wanted to pre-order Danganronpa Decadence, the collector's edition. I was debating about it because I was tight on money. I pre-ordered that, and then I bought this, and then I also bought this. Spent $200 on games in the past week, and it hurts. What? Oh, this game is amazing. Yo, have you been enjoying it? Oh no, nothing. I haven't gotten anywhere near enough in it to say whether I like it or not, but it's very pretty so far. Save your glares, murderer. Sorry, but I love Ace Attorney. My name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I'm a second-year student at the Imperial Yumi University. 3 days ago, I somehow found myself in the middle of a horrifying incident. And now, here I am, awaiting my trial. That's enough. He's not obliged to listen to such abuse, officer. And who are you? I'm this man's lawyer. I'll be defending him today. Lawyer? Yes. And until the judge has given you his verdict on the case, no one has the right to treat him as such a criminal, so you will hold your tongue. Technicalities. Look at you. You haven't even graduated yet. And yet, I still seem to know better than you how a court officer should behave. Right, Ryunosuke? Oh, yes, of course. Sorry. What are you apologizing to me for? Oh, no, I suppose that wasn't my fault. This guy is me. Very spot on that I'm reading for him. But, really, Kazuma, I never meant to drag you into this, I'm sorry. There you go again, apologizing. Just like always. Though I must say, you've been all over the newspapers these past few days. Yume University professor murdered in cold blood by a student. But obviously, you didn't actually do it, did you? Of course not. You have to believe me. I didn't do it. I could never murder someone. I got baby. Hi, baby. Baby girl. There's nothing to worry about. Straighten yourself up. Hold your head high. You mean, I believe you. I believe you. I know you're innocent, Ryunosuke. Kazuma Asogi, my best friend, also in his second year at Yume University. But he's far more clever than I, a star student in fact. He's even a qualified lawyer. Impressive considering he's still an undergraduate. It's not that impressive. The very concept of lawyers is only a few years old, here in Japan anyway. My qualifications don't mean much, yet. You said exactly the same thing 3 days ago. I'm proud to have a friend like you, Kazuma, truly. 3 days ago. Yes. That's when all this started. Congratulations, Kazuma. Looks like you're going to get to study abroad at last. I know, I've been forever dreaming of this day. Finally, those government elites have acknowledged my academic achievements and successes in court. So you'll be representing Japan as you immerse yourself in the most sophisticated legal system in the world. I'm really happy for you. I'm proud as your friend. There's not a soul in the university who doesn't know Kazuma's name. Let's turn this camera down a bit. Hey, yo, lady, no. He's a living legend. It's like there's some mysterious aura billowing around his temple. I want to bring about change in our legal system. That's why I have to cross the ocean to see the real thing with my own eyes. The heart of the British Empire. I wish I could see it too. Then come with me. We'd have a wild time tearing up the streets of Her Majesty's City of London together. If only it were that simple. Oh dear, look at the time. I better get going. Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a while longer. Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in English class tomorrow then, partner. Hi. Hey, sweetheart. Hi. Yo, thank you everyone so much for the 5 likes. Thank you. It was straight after that. That's when it happened. Asagi, may I have a word? Professor, I didn't know you were coming. Well, this case has personal significance to me. But never mind that for now. Asogi, you should go immediately to the judge's chambers. To His Excellency's chambers? Why? He was looking for you before. You advocating for the defense in this trial was a sudden decision. It seems that there may be some confusion about procedures today as a result. Who is this man? I feel as though I've seen him at the university before. Moxie! No, Amy, put you down. Put your claws away. Put your claws away. That was fun while it lasted. It was fun while it lasted. It always ends up like this. This is always what happens. It's the fate. And it's the fate and unfortunate reality of our situation. That's what living with cats is. They knock stuff down. They knock stuff down. Okay. Feels like I've seen him at university before. I see. I'll go at once then. I shall accompany you. Alright then, Ryunosuke. I'll see you in the courtroom. Yes, thanks, Kazuma. Hey, baby girl, hello. You just missed Moxie time. Moxie Like, I was petting Moxie for like the past 5 minutes, and then she knocked my drink over, and it's all it's so gross and sticky up here now. So gross and sticky. We grab some wet wipes. You're muted? Okay, so it doesn't help that I tell you that you missed Moxie time. I hate, like, there's just, like, textures and feelings that, you hate, you know? And for me, being sticky is that, and, like, feeling, it's, like, sticky or, like, feeling grimy I hate it. I can't deal with it. I can't deal with it. Not me. I can't. Like, being sticky is just the worst feeling. Especially it sucks now because my legs are a little sticky. I can deal with that better than, like, my fingers. But I just took a shower between streams. Ryunosuke Naruto, I believe. Yes, that's right. That's right. My name is Yujin Miko Toba. Professor of Forensic Medicine at Yume University. Ah, Professor Miko Toba. I've heard that name from Kazuma before. As I recall, he's been pushing to get the government to agree with two Kazumas studying abroad. Asogi has told me about you. You and he are best friends, I understand. As such, I feel you should know. Know what? Well, as you've no doubt heard, Asogi has been granted permission to go and study in Great Britain. However, if you should fail to defend you in today's trial, I'm afraid that permission will be revoked and never granted again. What? How could they do that? As I suspected, you were unaware of this. I have a feeling Asogi may have chosen not to tell you. He's agreed to defend me, knowing that if he fails, his dreams will be shattered. I don't understand. Why would the government do such a thing? The administration has to choose from a large number of applicants for overseas study. It's very difficult to persuade them to grant permission, even in the most favorable of circumstances. I don't believe it. But I didn't do it. I swear, I'm not a murderer. I'm sure that's true. Nevertheless, I can assure you that proving your innocence will be no easy task. You see, there are certain peculiarities about today's trial. Sorry? What do you mean? You'll soon understand once proceedings get underway. Hey, Rizky! Damn it, darn, I missed the birthday stream. Happy birthday. Hey, no worries. I appreciate you stopping in now. It's good to see you, my friend. I was hoping you'd stop in at the end when we were playing some Splatoon 2. It'd be fun to play with you. Tweet. Hey, tweet. Oh, and this is like the birthday after party. Everyone during the chat before was like, Derek, you love Ace Attorney. You're lucky enough to have a new Ace Attorney game come out on your birthday. You gotta stream it. I was like, I don't know. They're like, Derek, you gotta stream it. So get on your own stream. I got convinced. Sploon. Yeah, we were playing some Sploon. Right, so as soon as the trial starts, the judge will pose a certain question to the defense. When that happens, you must answer before anyone else. You must say, I do. I do? But what will the question be? Surely not, do you accept the accusations brought before you? Of course not. I see thick Jimmy talked you into playing this game, yo, is all thick Jimmy's doing. Defendant! Court is about to begin. Proceed to the courtroom at once. Hi, with Team surreptitious discussions are to be cut short. So allow me to summarize. Kazuma Asogi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. Of course, as the defendant, the final decision is yours. What are you waiting for? Do you want me found guilty for failing to appear? Get moving! There's no point in anyone advocating for the likes of you anyway. Man, they're jerks. They're jerks. This is it. If this trial goes badly, Kazuma's dreams of studying abroad are over, and what's more, I'll be found guilty of murder. And so, with absolutely no idea of what lay ahead, I embarked on that unforgettable trial. My one and only chance of proving my innocence. The trial that would decide my destiny. See, there was no doubt about me playing the game. Like, there was no doubt about me playing the game. I went out today. Like, I literally went out, bought my medicine, and bought it. There's no doubt about me playing. It was about me playing on stream or not. So I was very much just going to have it like as an off-stream, just like me experience. But they'll talk me into it. They'll talk me into it today. My eyes are freaking out. They're bulging out. You didn't eat 50 beans in London? No, that was not happening. So, this is a courtroom. Supreme Court of Judicature. No court in the land has more power. I don't much like the look of those people sitting in the public gallery. Lots of military and other uniforms in there. The powers that be have demanded that this be a secret trial. A secret trial? A trial that's closed to ordinary members of the public. Only military and government officials may attend. What? But why? It'll become clear in time, but for now, you need to concentrate, Ryunosuke. It's about to begin. I want to see what the judge looks like. Yo, you look super cool. I love the... You look so cool. The court will now hear the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Ouchie, that is... I love pain. The prosecution is ready, Your Excellency. As is the defense. Before we begin, there is one point of order I would like to confirm. Yesterday evening, the defense made a last-minute request for a change of advocate. That's correct, Your Excellency. I made the request myself. Normal procedures for the defendant's advocacy to be decided 2 days prior to trial. As this is an unusual circumstance, I am obliged to ask for final confirmation now. Who advocates for the defendant in this trial? This is it! This must be the question. Who's going to defend me? That's the question the professor meant. But then, if I say I do, I need to answer quickly. What should I do? Answer I do. Your Excellency, no confirmation is needed. As I'm standing here beside the defendant, I hope it's clear who will advocate. Yes! What is the meaning? Maybe I shouldn't have said I do. What is the meaning of this unruly outburst? I would like to inform the court that I, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, will be defending myself. You'll be... What? What are you playing at, Ryunosuke? Professor Mikotobo told me everything, just now, before the trial. He did what? He said that your dreams of studying abroad would be dashed if you were to lose. How sad. It means you don't have faith in me. You think I won't be able to get you off. No, it's not that, really. It's just that, well, on the off chance that things don't go well for me, I couldn't bear to be the reason that you... Yes. I knew that's how you'd feel, which is exactly why I decided not to tell you. Professor Mikotobo shouldn't have stuck his nose in. Very well. The court hereby recognizes the defense's desire to advocate for himself in today's trial. Well. Does the accused admit defeat already? Renouncing his own counsel? Really?
Objection!
Make no mistake, counsel. This merely shows that the defendant's innocent. It's so apparent he's confident he can speak for himself. I just love his eyes darting around. Isn't that so, Naruhodo-san? Huh? Oh, yes, exactly. Exactly what I wasn't thinking. I'm not confident at all. In fact, my mind's a complete blank. I realize you're in charge now, but still. Try not to look so bewildered. Well, for a mere university student to be brought before the Supreme Court, you must have perpetrated a most heinous crime indeed. As you are no doubt aware, this is the Supreme Court of Judicature of Japan. Accordingly, the very highest standards of conduct are expected of all present. Do I make myself clear, Defendant Naruhodo? Yes, Your Excellency. It is therefore my duty to assess your competence for the task you have undertaken. My competence? What does that mean? He's questioning your ability to do the job. Well, he can't be questioning it more than I am. So, let's start with the very simplest of questions. Oh, yes. Kindly state before the court the name of the victim in this case. Well, that's easy enough. I've heard his name more times than I care to remember. But, wait. I'm so nervous I can't even remember that. What was it again? Ryunosuke. Let me guess. Your mind's gone blank? You know me so well. All the relevant information in this case can be found in the court record. But I can't even find that. It's simple. You can access the court record with a press of R. If you ever find you've forgotten something, just consult it there. Consult that. It's all there. I just have to press R for the court record? Alright, there's no time to lose. This is the list of evidence you've collected. Now try switching to people instead with R. You'll find details about the victim in there. When you're done, just press B to go back. And it's me! Alright, that's not me. That's my friend. John Wilson. So remember, everything to do with the current case can be found in the court record. Now you better not keep His Excellency waiting any longer. Go on. Find the victim in the people section of the court record, then press X to present. Try it now. Oh. I just thought I had to be like, oh, this is what his name is. Here's the multiple choice. The victim's name was Dr. John H. Wilson. Well, at least you can remember the name of an esteemed member of your own university. Dr. Wilson was a visiting professor from England, invited to Yumei University 3 years ago. Indeed. Which is the reason why this case has such profound implications. The British Empire is at present our country's most valuable foreign ally. And as most of you will be aware, we have to sign a new treaty together after lengthy negotiations. There can't be anyone who hasn't heard of the Anglo-Japanese Treaty of Friendship and Navigation. And yet despite these delicate circumstances, the blood of an Englishman has been spilt on our soil. You two are both undergraduates at the Imperial Yumei University, are you not? Murdering a professor from the very institution that provides your education. Have you no honor? I didn't do it. This case is coming under great scrutiny from our allies on the other side of the world. The court therefore wishes for a speedy resolution to this matter. In other words, our feeble government is scared of upsetting England's policymakers. And you're a convenient and expendable scapegoat to blame for this crime. So that's why this trial has these unusual peculiarities as it's... Exactly. Our government needs to convict someone as quickly as possible. All because the victim was an Englishman. Yes, Dr. Wilson was an Englishman. But nationalities and treaties won't make any difference for me here. Let me look at my phone. The fact is, I was there at the scene of the crime. Oh dear, look at the time. I better be going. Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a little longer. Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in English class tomorrow, then. Partner? Partner? The British Empire. Wow, it's incredible to think. Wait. Hey, Dr. John H. Wilson? I've seen that man at university. I'm sure he's a visiting professor from Great Britain. I don't know his name, but still. I should go and say hello. See, this is what happens when you're friendly. So I went over to the professor's table. My throat is like really scratchy. And introduced myself to Dr. Wilson. Now then, let me pose my next question to you, defendant Naruhodo. Yes, Your Excellency. How did this professor of medicine, Dr. John H. Wilson, lose his life? State before the court a cause of death. The cause of death? Well, obviously, that was, okay. Ryunosuke. Remember that in court, every assertion must be backed up by evidence. By evidence? But how? Find the piece of evidence that shows the professor's cause of death and select present. Do it now. Got it right here. I know exactly where this is going. I know what to do. Well, according to this document, the victim suffered a hemorrhagic death due to gunshot trauma. Learn to read, you imbecile. That's the post-mortem report, I take it. Sorry, yes, that's right. The, post-mortem report. In the West, a doctor dissects corpses to identify the cause of death as an autopsy. But here in Japan, a police officer merely inspects the body and draws conclusions that way. Wait, what? So I'm not going to be testing on any of this later. This is a so-called photographic print of the scene of the crime. You can clearly discern scorch marks around the bullet hole produced by the powder explosion. In other words, we should assume that the victim was shot at close range. That's fair. Thank you, Consul. The court will accept this modern scientific evidence into the record. Photographic print. Okay. So, that's a photographic print. Well, that's something I've never seen before. It's clearly superior to a drawing. The detail's incredible. Very well. I'm satisfied with your answers. Let us start the trial. Certainly, Your Excellency. So, without further ado, in order to better appraise the court with the facts of the case, the prosecution hereby calls its first witness who was there at the scene of the crime when it happened. This is it then. I think I may have worked out what the professor had in mind. Professor? You mean Dr. Miku Tobo? Yes, clearly you're the defense lawyer today, not me. But that doesn't mean... Well, I can still act as your assistant. Ah, of course! He was speaking with me before. Simply said, Yo, Sonic Pikachu, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Welcome on in. When he was speaking with me before, he simply said, Kazuma Asogi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. He really has been sticking his oar in, hasn't he? Maybe, but any help you can give me would be greatly appreciated, Kazuya. I gotta get myself a drink. I finished my little empty drink. I've always wanted to play an Ace Attorney game. The Ace Attorney games are so good. I love the Ace Attorney series. I've played the first 4 games in Miles Edgeworth's Investigations. I played the first 4 a few times. My name is Satoru Hosonaga. I'm the head waiter at a Western-style restaurant called Le Carnival. Why do you look like you're... Why are you coughing up blood? Why are you coughing... You keep me coughing up some... Why are you coughing up blood? Yo, Latrell, happy birthday. Hey, thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's a regular occurrence. It really doesn't bother me. Well, it really shouldn't happen. As everyone knows, the capital's southeastern quarter was developed for foreign visitors some years ago. It's become a very fashionable district now, full of hotels to accommodate overseas guests. Oh, my throat is so dry and scratchy. This grim crime occurring in one of the district's so-called restaurants, and an Occidental eatery 3 days ago. Understood. Hosonaga-san, you will kindly tell the court everything you can about the incident. At once, sir. And no petty interjections from the aspiring lawyer boy, please. I'm gonna set myself on another little chocolate cake. They're very good. The lunchtime rush was over, and there were only 3 tables still occupied. While I did pick up a gun that I found lying on the floor, why'd you pick it up? I believe I asked you to refrain from petty interjections. The court wishes to listen to the witness's report of what he saw, you amateur. The next time you interrupt at an inappropriate time, you will be penalized, defendant Naruhodo. Don't worry, Ryunosuke, you'll have your chance to fight back. Just be patient. For now, we must just politely listen to the witness. Be patient. If I may confirm one point, waiter, standing beside the victim with a gun in his hand was the same man we see here in court today? Yes, without question. I see. And apart from the accused, was there anyone else standing besides the victim? No. There was no one else around that table but the deceased Englishman and the university student. Huh? Wait, what did he just say? There was no one else around that table? What's the matter, Ryunosuke? That's just not right. Ooh, was there someone else there? When I went over to Dr. Wilson to say hello, There was a woman sitting opposite him at his table. Really? And that's not something the waiter could have missed. I've been warned about interjecting, but still, what should I do? Oh, wait and see. I desperately want to say something, but I was told not to interject. Ryunosuke, if your parents tell you to study, you're the kind of man who would diligently get to work, aren't you? I suppose I am. I never have gotten to university otherwise. But you can't just always follow the rules in life, you know. If you don't say what you want to say right now, you'll seriously regret it when you're found guilty. Alright, you scared me. I won't forget that piece of advice in a hurry. And there is something I want to say. I'm just going to shut my eyes and say it.
Yes!
Okay. See, I was worried we were going to get penalized. Just a moment, please. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone that day. I'm sure of it. There was a lady sitting with him at the same table.
Objection!
Dear me, what are we going to do with you? With your blatant disregard of court proceedings, I'm beginning to wonder if you're not a fraud. Could be that the accused, this mere student, is not a real lawyer after all? But I'm sure of what I saw. Hosom Naga-san, is there any chance you're mistaken? Perhaps your memory of the events is hazy? Hey, PF, don't mind me wishing you a happy birthday and leaving you a likey. Can't stay long and going to bed. Hey, thank you so much for stopping on by. Thank you stopping on by. I appreciate you. Yo, Drake Y, thank you so much as well for the happy birthday. No, the deceased gentleman came to dine alone. I don't believe it. I actually have a rough plan of the restaurant as it was that day. Please, have a look if you'd like to. Have a look if you'd like to. I was gonna get my nail clippers out. They weren't buried, but they are. Ah, let me see. Ah, sketch of the establishment's layout, drawn by yourself, I presume? That's right. I'm afraid to use the back of my business card. It was a turbulent situation. However, as you can see, the gentleman in question was seated alone. Nah. Now you're lying. You're a lying sucker. Well, you're clearly a very conscientious waiter. Thank you, sir. The court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence. Oh, well... Is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once. Of course. Here you are. What was that about? He's been completely calm and collected until now. Something certainly seems to have shaken him. I want to see the other side. I want to see the other side of the business card. How can I want to pull up the court record. Can I want to look at the other side. So, the court has now heard a perithesis of the case. Yes, I want to see the other side. Let's see the other side of this business card. Okay, can I flip it? Is there any way to flip it? No, I don't think there is. Yes, at the moment the gunshot was heard in the restaurant, the only person in close proximity to the victim was the defendant on trial today. It would seem we are looking at a black and white case here. Defendant Naruhodo. Yes, Your Excellency? If you admit your guilt at this stage, the court is willing to look mercifully upon you. In other words, you may have some small reprieve in terms of your inevitable punishment. I called this waiter as an unsworn witness in order to explain the details of the case to the court, but must warn the defense, if you are determined to pursue matters further in this trial. The prosecution has decisive evidence from sworn witnesses who were present at the scene of the crime. I didn't do it. I believe. What do you think I should do, Kazuma? What do you mean? Well, I'm going to be found guilty one way or another, it seems. Wouldn't it be sensible to plead guilty at this stage and hope for a more lenient sentence? Duh. Everyone keeps telling me that this trial is unusual about these peculiarities. You've said it, Professor Miku Toba said it, and so is the judge and the prosecution. I'm scared of what lies ahead if I push this. As I said from the outset, I believe you're innocent. I trust you. And yet, despite knowing that, you're willing now to throw that trust back in my face? Is that it? What? The accused here is in fact innocent, and the defense lawyer is duty bound to prove that innocence by whatever means necessary. Are you just going to abandon that duty? Or are you to give up on yourself? The battle hasn't even begun yet, Ryunosuke. The defense pleads not guilty, Your Excellency. We invite the prosecution to stop making empty threats and bring out its witnesses. Then we'll see how just decisive this evidence really is. Hey, Kazuma, put your foot down. Slam it down. Indeed. Prosecutor Aochi, please continue with proceedings.
Well, you were warned. The young can be so reckless. You know, many call me a saint, but I can be a devil when I want to be.
Really?
In a few short moments from now, that dumbstruck young mouth of yours will be silenced forever. The prosecution calls its next witnesses.
I really love it if he just called out, he's like,
This is the woman who was dining with him when he was shot and murdered. Wait, oh no, we just said there wasn't another woman. Witnesses, kindly state your names and occupations for the court.
yes, sir. The Great Nippon's Imperial Army Surgeon, Ayasa Nosa, reporting for duty, sir. Myself, I find employed as a purveyor of fine articles of antiquity from the efflorescence of our nation Nippon, and conduct my trade from Rasute, a humble premises in the 2nd District, Kyorio Korikuta at your service. An antiques dealer and a soldier, what an unusual pairing.
Both of these gentlemen will present at the restaurant on the day in question.
They must be the diners at the other table that the waiter mentioned.
Myself, I habitually take tea of the most exquisite aroma at the establishment in question, always post-noon, and not infrequently converse with interested parties regarding the curios of what I make my business.
I can't understand a word that old man is saying. He's an antique dealer, and it sounds like he's a regular at La Carnival. He seeks out potential customers who may have an interest in antiques and tries to sell his wares to them. He obviously targets La Carnival because it's a high-class restaurant with rich clientele. Right, I see. Although, to be honest, that surgeon somewhere looks like he'd be a seller rather than a buyer.
Now, we both witnessed the precise moment of this most atrocious incident. Is that correct?
Affirmative! The enemy unit was seen attacking the foreigner in what can only be described as an act of war, sir. It was that black uniformed rogue infantryman over there who unloaded his firearm, sir. This man's as impossible to understand as the other. But I'm almost sure I heard a strange noise during that last thing he said. So, this is the decisive evidence the prosecution was threatening. The soldier is claiming that he actually saw the precise moment you shot the victim dead. Yes. Well, are you starting to feel uncomfortable? If I'm honest, I was feeling uncomfortable from the start. Now, the court will hear your formal testimony, please. You will state everything you saw at the precise moment that the incident occurred. Yes, sir. Standing by, ready to report, sir. Unsavory memories of a most alercibic afternoon. I was ingesting a regulation beef steak at the restaurant while having Mr. Water, tactical discussion with the old man.
Myself, I was extolling the virtues of a particularly fine golden curio to the military gentleman.
At that precise moment, a firearm was discharged. I observed the enemy's actions with my own eyes. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back the cowardly little weasel.
I was on my hands and knees investigating the whereabouts of my mysteriously absconded precious curio.
Wait, no, we didn't shoot him from behind. Well, so you, Sergeant Nosa, actually witnessed the vital moment. You saw the split second when the defendant fired the weapon at the victim. Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. That wicked university cadet, sir. The cruel and unforgivable enemy.
What times we live in, when an English gentleman may be assailed in the broad light of day.
But this is ridiculous. I didn't shoot anyone. Is that really true, Ryunosuke? Yes, all I did was pick up the gun I saw lying on the floor. After I said hello to Dr. Wilson, I went back to my table and sat drinking some coffee. Then, when I finished, I got up from my seat to leave the restaurant when I noticed an English-made gun next to the chair where the professor was sitting. I thought perhaps the professor had dropped it. So I bent down, and just as I was picking it up, bang! Well, if that's the truth, there is obviously a criminal on the scene somewhere. And somewhere in these two witnesses' testimonies, there's a clue as to who that criminal was. There is? Ryunosuke, you must exercise your right to cross-examine the witnesses. Cross-examine? Do it now!
As we have heard, Your Excellency, there is no room for doubt in the testimony of these witnesses. The defendant is clearly guilty. It is time to bring this despicable student to justice.
Certainly, the testimony that Cart has just heard eliminates any vestige of doubt. Therefore, it is my grave duty to declare the verdict of the... Yes! I'm waiting for my turn. What in the name of the Emperor is the meaning of this outburst?
The defense
demands its right to a cross-examination.
Dear me, dear me. Let me guess. The Hachimaki headband boy next door told me to do it. How pathetic.
Huh? How did he know?
The prosecution objects. This is a clear waste of time. The defendant obviously has no experience. How can he possibly carry out a cross-examination?
Objection!
The defense is asserting its right to a cross-examination. Whether or not you think he's capable of it is irrelevant. Kazuma is so commanding. He should have been our lawyer. Very well. Let the defense conduct a cross-examination of the witnesses. Alright, this is where the battle really begins, Ryunosuke. But I don't even know what I have to do in a cross-examination. Isn't it obvious? You have to expose the lies in the witnesses' statements. How? You didn't fire the gun, which means that what that soldier said has to be a lie. Well, yes, but it's just a case of proving it, and the key to doing that is evidence. Right, evidence. All you need to do is present some decisive and indisputable evidence that proves that witness is lying. Now, let's go, Ryunosuke. Don't let them beat you. Alright then, it's all or nothing. Hey, let's get on in that cross-examination. I was ingesting a regulation beef steak at the restaurant while having a tactical discussion with the old man. I see, I think I know, I want to go... I think... if we present here the picture, this shows that he was shot from the front right here. Present this.
Yes!
Come on. What? What are you playing at, cadet? What's the meaning of this subordination? Thrusting some photographic print in my mustache. Inconsistency, sir! I mean, yes. There's a clear inconsistency here.
Tisk, what nonsense! What can this prince possibly tell us that we don't already know?
Well, obviously, that, I know what I wanted to say, but the words just won't come out of my mouth.
I think this proves beyond any doubt, Your Excellency, that there's no place for an amateur student here in this grand courtroom.
This is so frustrating. Oh, please. Surely this doesn't require an explanation. It couldn't be more plain. To spell out would be an insult to the court.
Kazuma, what? What are you talking about?
It's apparent from a single glance at the photographic print presented by the defense that there's a clear discrepancy here with the sergeant's statement.
What?
Sergeant Isanosa. Yes, sir. What, sir? The statement you just made was this. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the Englishman civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel. Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. I witnessed the crime with my own military-grade eyes, sir.
Yes!
But no, that just can't be. Because... Take a close look at the print. The victim, Dr. Wilson, died from a bullet wound to the chest. Ah. Sergeant, according to your witness statement, the culprit shot the victim from behind. And that is the obvious discrepancy here. Well, how do you explain it? Why does he have a baby on his back? What the... What was that? What? Certainly, there's a clear discrepancy with the facts here. Would you not agree, Sergeant Nosa? Yes, sir. At this juncture, that would appear to be indisputable. Until the moment I heard the firearm discharge, my eyes were firmly fixed on the delicious La Carnival steak, sir.
What?
The last testimony the court heard has proven one thing beyond all reasonable doubt. This witness, Sergeant Isanosa, did not see the defendant firing a gun at all.
That's absurd.
I think the conclusion we must draw is simple. There is no place for an amateur prosecutor here in this grand courtroom. Hey.
Well, hey, we got an award. There's been a complete turnabout in the mood of this trial, just from that one discrepancy. That's all it takes, dog. Just keep on piling them up, you're gonna win very quickly. So this is what being an ace attorney is all about.
But I definitely saw him. That university cadet there, he was pointing the firearm directly at the victim's back.
Yes!
But I never fired the gun. All I did was pick it up off the floor. And you, old man, you didn't see the moment the victim was shot either?
Myself, I have already been quite clear. The gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor.
Too busy on the floor? Sorry, what were you doing?
Hunting for treasure.
Treasure?
Indeed! The Holy Ela Koban, my prized coin! On each occasion when I visit that restaurant, it is my habitude to place it in my bosom pocket, a particular trinket of interest from my shop, Rasute, in the hope of meeting a rich diner who might like to buy it from you. On the day under scrutiny, it was to the military man that I proffered my Hoi treasure. Believed that he would purchase that such a rare find I did not, but I was presented with little alternative. And then, after averting my eyes for the briefest of moments, there was no more. It simply vanished. The Koban vanished? Hunting around under the table, I was, in case may have it had fallen onto there, and then it happened. Bang! Bang, bang, bang!
You heard the gunshots, you mean?
Indeed I did, but I heeded not, for I was concerned only with finding my absconded Hoi treasure. Nothing could distract me.
Out of interest, did you find the coin in the end?
No.
Haha. I see. That lamentable day, my precious Koei Kaban was lost to me. No doubt some unscrupulous scoundrel pocketed the prize coin for himself. As I'm sure everyone present is aware, this case demands a swift and decisive resolution. Our government has promised to send a full report to Great Britain by telegraph this very afternoon. Nevertheless, the witness testimony the court has just heard was inconclusive, no matter how subservient our government feels it must be to the British. It would be unforgivable to deliver a verdict on this trial right now. What is your position, Prosecutor Ayuchi? One time I'll pronounce it correctly.
Worry not, Your Excellency. The defendant may have fled a tiger at the front gate, but he'll find a wolf at the back. My witnesses have further testimony to make.
Explain. Why are I don't understand. After they've been proven to be lying on on stand, why is their testimony still any testimony they have valid?
Upon hearing their next statement, it will become abundantly clear that there is only one person who could have possibly committed this despicable crime. Me. The equally despicable defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
What? He really seems to have a despicable opinion of you, doesn't he? Kazuma is so sick of it. Because he's like, dog, cut it out. Well, very well, the court invites the witness to testify again. You will thoroughly explain the reason behind the prosecution's allegation. Is that clear?
As clear as clerical glass, Your Excellency.
Yes, sir. At once, sir. Awaiting the signal testify, sir. Excuse me, but there's something or someone peeking out over your shoulder, I think. Affirmative. The newest member of the Nosa family to rise up through the ranks, sir. Name, Ido. The seam straps are a sign of the sergeant being too strapped to afford a nanny. Ido. Tension! Your father is about to quell the enemy. Watch and learn, my boy. Yo, I love Ido. Ido's my boy. Ido's my homie. That's little homie right there. Even if what I saw wasn't the precise moment the firearm was discharged, it's almost the same thing.
Yes, pointing his gun at the foreign man, he was that young lad in black. That much I did see.
Furthermore, a visual search of the premise at the time confirmed that we were the only personnel present.
Indeed, alone he was the Englishman, dining all by himself.
Therefore, no one other than the black uniform cadet could have dispatched the Englishman. Over and out. Nah, there was a woman there. I don't know why everyone's ignoring the woman. These testimonies are certainly complied. Wait, that's nonsense. The victim, Dr. Wilson, wasn't alone at all.
Please, enough of these outbursts already.
But there was a woman. There was a young woman at his table. You must have seen her. Everyone there must have seen her.
If you call yourself a lawyer, then you will respect the rules of the court and speak accordingly. You're not here to listen to your fantasies. It is evident beyond all reasonable doubt that the victim was alone at the time of the incident. The prosecution has photographic evidence of this fact.
This is a photographic print of the scene of the crime, counsel?
Indeed. Of the table which the victim was dining, taken by an investigator immediately after the incident. As you can plainly see, there's only one place set.
Certainly. Based on the appearance of this print, it would be reasonable to conclude that the victim was not in the company of anyone else. This doesn't make any sense. The court will add this new photographic evidence to the record. There's definitely something wrong with that. I don't understand. What's going on here? It's just not possible that nobody else saw that woman. The waiter before said the same thing. He maintains that Dr. Wilson came to the restaurant alone as well. Yo, thank you everyone so much for the 10 likes. Should we open up a pack of cards? Y'all thinking we should open up a pack of cards? That's not true. I saw her. I swear that I saw a woman with them. It would seem that we'll be able to telegraph the report to Great Britain on time after all. The witness testimonies we have just heard leave no further room for doubt.
These are very sensitive political times, as we all know. The ink is still fresh on the treaty with Great Britain. To think that I, Takutuchi Aoji, will have contributed to the amity of these two great empires is an honor.
How can this be happening? The judge is ready to rule. Stand tall, Ryunosuke. It's not over yet. What? If what you say is true, then there's something going on here behind the scenes. And now is your chance to expose it, to draw out the truth in your cross-examination.
I don't know, Kazuyama.
The defense is entitled to cross-examine the witnesses, but make it quick, understood?
Rules can be so unbending at times.
Ah. Okay. I got no idea right now. I want to see. I'm curious about this. If that's the case, why is he turned around from it? Wait. I don't know. Don't know right now. He's good before man. He was that young man black that most I did myself see. I'm curious about that. I'm gonna press you on that. I want a little chocolate cake thing. Everyone's discussing the merits of eating at 2 p.m. Okay, so he was Hada Clinic. Noon to past 1 p.m. Now I want submitted. I wonder. What do you think, Ryunosuke? Happy birthday, sending in $10. Hey yo, Trainer Mystic, thank you so much for the dono love. Thank you so much. Appreciate it quite a lot, and thank you for hopping on in. Everything all around. Appreciate ya. Appreciate ya. What do you think, Ryunosuke? Well, it is hard to see how it could be related, really. Remember, you can request for it to be entered into the court record as evidence if you think it could be useful. Yeah, no, there's no reason for it. Yeah, ask for it to be submitted. There's no reason not to. No reason for it not to be asked to be submitted. Me, please. If I may, I'd like to ask for that medical report card to be submitted as evidence, Your Excellency. On what grounds? The court has already heard conclusive witness testimony. Additional evidence would be extraneous. Not to mention that the victim's movements prior to his arrival at the restaurant are of no concern. Well, I can't actually, just in the form of support, I'm not allowed to donate. Either way, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Not to mention that the victim's movements prior to his arrival at the restaurant are of no concern.
Objection!
Whether or not they're of concern is up to us to decide. We have a right to explore all possible evidence.
I beg your pardon?
You have no authority to refuse a perfectly valid request for the submission of evidence. Very well. The court will grant the defense's request.
Youngsters is there, forever asserting their rights. It's a most disturbing trend.
Officer, kindly add the victim's medical report card to the court record. Okay, I want to see that. I'm very curious about what that is. What we need right now is new clues. We have to explore things from every possible angle, even if they don't seem relevant at first. Right, I hear you.
You can conspire to prolong this trial as much as you like, but it's the day after the festival already for you. Or perhaps you've forgotten that these witnesses' testimonies leave no room for doubt. Feel free to reiterate for the accused, Koru Kuto-san.
Okay, I want to... Indeed, alone he was the Englishman dining all by himself. Okay, I want to see this. Is that literally all it shows me? Oh, I don't know where to go right now. So you actually saw that with your own eyes, did you? The victim, Dr. Wilson, dining alone.
That I did. Forgive me for the position I place you in. So the testimonies of the old man, the soldier, and the waiter all agree on that point. Isn't that interesting? And let us not forget the incontestable evidence we have to support their statements as well. As can clearly be seen, there's only a single beef steak on the victim's table, a meal for one.
No. The antiques dealer, the surgeon, and the waiter who testified before. It's not impossible that they're all lying. But if so, then why? If I'm perfectly honest, I have absolutely no idea. Yeah. No one other than the black uniform. Okay. What? Why aren't you telling the truth? What? What did you say, Cadet? I clearly remember. There was a woman sitting across the table from the professor. Perhaps one of you might not have noticed. But for both of you to have failed to see the professor's dining companion, it's just not possible. They're both so clearly lying. They're terrible liars. Unfortunately for you, Defendant Naruhodo. Naruhodo, it's not just a case of these two witnesses alone. Sorry? The waiter, whose testimony the court heard earlier, clearly stated the same thing. He also said that the victim was alone. That's right! Precisely. In other words, you were the sole proponent of this phantom lady. But if such a woman were indeed present at the scene, the prosecution demands to see proof. And if no such proof exists, the prosecution demands that no further mention of this phantom woman be made. It's a blatant waste of the court's time. There's nothing I can say to that. Excellent work, Ryunosuke. We've gleaned some new information now. Well, yes, but I don't feel like it changes much. I can't see that it brings any real discrepancies to light. I wouldn't be so sure. Let me see that medical report card you got before. Oh, you mean this? Yes, this is a brand new piece of evidence. So perhaps we should examine it in a little more detail. See, I wanted to do that. How exactly? You'll notice that some pieces of evidence bear a magnifying glass. These are the ones you may examine. Press A and you can take a closer look at the piece in question. Use R. Use the R stick for a lot of things. To rotate the evidence in all directions and examine it from all angles. By using lefts. Yes. So yes. You can move the crosshairs around to hunt for clues that may have been missed before. If the crosshair starts to pulsate, press A to investigate further. So, partner, I think you should take a closer look at this medical report card to see if there's something new to be learnt by examining it in more detail. Alright, I'll see what I can do. I need to use A to inspect any areas of the evidence that look suspicious. Hada Clinic. It says Hada Clinic on this medical report card. I hate clinics almost as much as I hate hospitals and surgeries. Aren't they all the same? When I was 5, I caught the only cold I've ever had in my life. And I remember, even though I feel awful already, I had to have this hideous injection in my right arm. I'll never forget it. Never in my whole life. Most people give their right arm to have only had one cold in their whole life. Anyway, I don't think this is a clinic where they treat people for illnesses like that. Let's keep looking for clues. We don't want to miss anything. Ooh, hold that back. Let's see what's on the inside here. What's this? Let's have a look. This is some kind of medical history. Ah, and there's an entry for the day the professor was killed. Extraction of molar with topical anesthesia. So is it dentist's office kind of deal? Dentist's office kind of deal? Extraction of molar? You mean he had a tooth taken out? It would seem so, just before the incident. He had a bad tooth removed. Oh, so he wasn't eating. Perhaps they use laughing gas. That's the most modern practice in the West for pain relief. Yes, I've heard of this anesthesia. Although it's hard to believe there's anything that can actually stop you feeling pain. Ah, there's a cautionary note from the medical practitioner as well. Strictly no food or drink besides water for 3 hours post-procedure until anesthetic effects have passed. Really? Sounds like information worth bearing in mind. Hey. With this new information, the meaning of that one particular statement totally changes. So I think it's time to listen to the testimony again, don't you? Hey, yo! I called it. I believed in myself. When I saw the precise moment the fireman was discharged, it's almost the same thing. Just pointing his gun at the foreman. He was that young man black. That much of myself I did see. He wasn't dining. The man, he wasn't dining. The man, he wasn't dining. He wasn't eating 'cause he couldn't. Well, I think, But what are you wittering, lad? You call yourself a lawyer? I wish I could, but first and foremost here, I'm the accused. Ryunosuke, everyone stumbles on their words occasionally. Under the circumstances, I wouldn't worry about it. Thanks, Kazuma. I could see it quite clearly in that cross-examination you just carried out. When you raised your hand straight up like that, so purposefully, you knew exactly what it was you wanted to say. Don't feel like you have to choose your words carefully. Just say what you're thinking. Alright. And thanks for the advice. Hey, say it. I believe in you. Say it. Kurikuta-san, this is a medical report card belonging to the victim. Ah, I see. And I don't see it. What of it, boy? Comparing what is written on this report card with your witness statement. Something clearly doesn't add up. Dear me, have you forgotten my words so soon, you amateur? Sorry, what? You are not to interrupt court proceedings with your amateur's drivel. But, let's see if I can explain in words you might understand. It was after 2 p.m. in the afternoon when the victim was murdered at the restaurant. Whatever you may or may not have done before that time is completely irrelevant. Ugh, but that's, Remember, Ryunosuke, you don't have to use clever language or fancy words. Just make your point. Your Excellency, I believe we're finished here. There is surely no need to prolong this trial further. But witness testimonies the court have heard have been clear and concise. This medical report card has no bearings on the matter at all, for the simple reason that there was no one else besides the pale-faced pupil. Hey, yo. This medical report card has nothing to do with the case? Do you really believe that? What? The outburst have petrified me, boy. Of course I believe it. How could it possibly be relevant? Perhaps because Hada Clinic, which issued the report card, is a dental clinic. A dental clinic? Is that supposed to mean something to me? Perhaps if I told you that the victim had just had a tooth extracted? What's this now? And furthermore, if I told you that as a result the victim had been forbidden from eating. Uh-huh. Just what are you trying to say, Cadet? He had orders not to eat, so what? It's all written up in here. No food or drink other than water for 3 hours post-procedure while anesthesia wears off.
What? No, that can't.
Kore Kuto-san.
What, boy? What?
As you just heard, when he was killed, sometime shortly after 2 p.m., the victim couldn't have been eating anything at all.
No.
Additionally, there's more. You have assured the court with unwavering self-confidence the victim was dining all alone. But that cannot possibly be the case. Because the victim, as we now know, had just had one of his teeth extracted and was still experiencing the effects of anesthesia. Yeah, no, why you lying? Expertly done, partner. Why you lying? Ido, I know you don't have anything to do with this. I am blaming your dog, but your dad's a liar.
Wait, what's this nonsense, you little upstart? These are baseless accusations. Just look at the photographic evidence. You clearly see the plate of food at the victim's table.
Objection!
Use your head. That's the very discrepancy we're talking about. Or can't you follow the logic?
How dare you?
I think it's fair to say that the tables in this restaurant's case have turned. Wouldn't you agree, Ryunosuke? Yes, most definitely. So, having just undergone some dental surgery, the victim was unable to eat. Which leaves one very crucial conundrum. Who, in fact, was eating the pictured beef steak? The court will hear the opinion of the defense on this new puzzle. I assume you're ready, Consul. Counsel? Oh, that means me, doesn't it? Alright, the answer to this question is going to be pivotal. This is the start of your turning this trial around. Show them what you're made of. Got it. So, the person eating the steak at the victim's table must have been me. as yet unknown third party. Where's the woman? Obviously, it can only have been someone else who was sitting at the professor's table.
You will not let this go, will you? There was no such person.
Yes!
Yes, there was, because I saw her. When the incident occurred, we know that the victim couldn't have been eating anything, yet we have evidence of a half-eaten steak on this table. Therefore, the only logical conclusion is there was someone else there eating it. We have strong evidence to support our assertion. It's clear these witnesses' testimonies are unreliable. If the court decides to push through a ruling at this stage, we will lodge a formal complaint with the Ministry of Justice and pursue a fair retrial, relentlessly. Kazuma!
Are you insane? You would take on the government?
Don't worry, Consul. I have no issue with you.
What do you mean?
I have an issue with them! Those two witnesses in the stand.
What?
What are you talking about? We have demonstrated with evidence that the victim was not alone. So if it now turns out that the two of you deliberately lied when giving your testimonies, obviously you will be charged with perjury. Dog, Kazuma, I love Kazuma. Kazuma is killer. We've never had someone like this in Ace Attorney, because like everyone just gets away with lying. It's like, alright, well there's no reason not to lie in court. He's like, nah, dog, I'm charging you with perjury. You lied, perjury. You lied again, more perjury. You're going to jail now. You should have just told the truth. And, since this is a murder trial, you will also be complicit in the killing. Dog, I love Kazuma. No! Dog, Kazuma goes for the throat. Kazuma has like skyrocketed up to like one of my favorite Ace Attorney characters already. Kazuma has skyrocketed. Negative. There was no mention of this at the tactical meeting. I was just following orders.
That's right. As the man says, just say you never saw the gentlewoman. That's what they told us.
Oh. What? What did you just say? Kore Kuto-san?
Oh, no. You were just following orders? No, hold on, lad. I was,
Say you never saw the gentlewoman? Ugh. When you say gentlewoman, do you mean you saw the victim with a lady from overseas?
What?
Yeah, try to object. What do you mean you're gonna object your way out of this?
What's the meaning of all this? These witnesses gave false statements? Is this true, you pair?
Oh, Doug, I'm actually kind of down with this Winston Payne. I feel like almost any other Winston Payne would have been like,
He said that on accident.
this Winston Payne's like, wait, Doug, you lied? I don't, you're not, you said, Doug, why'd you lie? Just one simple slip of the tongue. I like this Winston Payne. He's a jerk. He's like, you lied? You can't lie. I don't care if you lying was to help me out. You can't do that. Order. Counsel, please explain what's going on here. It's painfully clear now. You tried to prevent these witnesses from telling the truth.
Absolutely not. The prosecution knows nothing.
Oh wait, did you? Oh wait, I was just hyping him up. I'm wrong. Then who's behind this? Who tried to make you keep your mouth shut?
Well,
That's classified. Get him, Ido. Get him, Ido. So you're prepared to be tried as a conspirator to this murder, are you? You wouldn't. This can't be happening. Ryunosuke, judging from the way they're reacting to this, I'd say they were sworn to silence by someone with considerable influence. However, I don't believe Ouchi had any idea about it. Okay, yeah, okay, I'm down. Okay, never mind. I'm with you, Ouchi. I'm with you, Aichi. What are you saying? I mean, to wield that kind of influence, there are only a handful of possibilities. It could have only been the government, the military, or the police, I suppose. Well, any idea about who may be behind this? If we can affirm who tried to silence the witnesses, then we can continue our pursuit. So we need to know who it was that tried to keep witnesses keep their mouths shut. Of course, we'll need evidence before we make any firm accusations. Evidence that proves that whoever it was really did wield his or her power here. But how? How can we possibly? Remember how we made progress before? We examined this piece of evidence in more detail and we found a new clue as a result. Oh yes, that's right. Well, that's not the only piece of evidence we have, is it? We need to re-examine everything and make sure there's nothing we've missed. There's no time to lose. I want answers. If it's proven that these witnesses have been manipulated, I assure you the penalty will be severe.
Please, wait! Your Excellency! I had no idea about any of this! I swear to every Shinto god, I knew nothing!
And what does the defense have to say about all of this, well, Your Excellency, no time to think. I have to close my eyes and shout out the first name that comes into my head. Besides the prosecution, the only person with the necessary influence to manipulate the witness is... What?
Yes!
I don't know. I'm not sure who it's supposed to be. Keep your mouth shut. Okay, I don't know. Maybe he was like, yo, I'm meeting with this woman. Don't tell anyone I'm meeting with this woman. You see Winston Payne sometimes. I love it. Believe me. I can find other ways to make you keep your mouth shut as well. What? Okay, wait, no, I need to examine some evidence. Okay, what is this? I wanted to flip this over. Chief inside. Okay, yeah, there we go. There we go. Was the waiter? Well, Your Excellency. There we go. I wanted to examine that business card before, but I didn't have the opportunity to. I knew as soon as like, oh, but I want to give it over. I want to give it over. Yeah, it's you. It's you.
Yes!
Well, surely that would be Satoru Hosonaga-san. Hosonaga-san, the waiter who took the stand earlier?
Attention!
Poppycock! What possible reason would the waiter have to make these witnesses give a false testimony?
Yo, Hungry Cookie! I turned on the stream a bit ago now, and I am back. Happy birthday! Hey, thank you so much.
Not to mention the fact that even a head waiter cannot possibly have that level of influence.
For once, I would agree with you. If, that is, the man truly were a waiter.
What? If he truly were?
Come on, Ryunosuke, trying to hit this court with the truth. The truth about Satoru Hosanaga's real identity as proven by this evidence right here. Present it. Well, that's unexpected. What is? Look, do you see it says the witness's name here? Satoru Hosonaga. Well, yes, business cards do tend to show the person's name. That's sort of the point. It's not the name that's unexpected, it's his job title. His job? Oh! Chief Inspector Satoru Hosonaga, Primary Criminal Investigation, Division Imperial Police Bureau. Inspector? What on earth? I have no idea. Let's face it, the police have a lot of power and influence. If they're wielding it somehow here. Hey, look at it. Look at it. That's what I want.
Yes!
Yo, are we getting a Koops Trooper raid right now? Happy Snappy Turtle, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Are we getting a raid from my boy, my friend, my dude, Mr. Koops Trooper? What was Koops streaming? What was Koops streaming? Let me grab his link real quick. We're very much winding down a lot right now tonight. But yo, for those of you on my end, I know you're subbed to Koops. You better be subbed to Koops. You're crazy if you're not subbed to Koops. Yo, thank you everyone so much for the 13 likes. We're very much like winding down tonight. Today's my birthday. I'm like the most energetic, laid-back person you'll ever meet, except I'm much more in like the laid-back aspect right now. We did a lot for my birthday earlier. It was a ton of fun, and it's still technically my birthday. We're just winding down, enjoying ourselves. Hey, Bri, thank you so much. Hungry Cookie coming on in with the raid. What were you doing? What were you doing? The play of the restaurant sketched by the man in question. I agree it shows a great deal of attention to detail, but I'm not sure we can conclude anything. I want to, just for the raid, I'm going to treat myself. I'm going to treat myself with another chocolate cake. Because I want. And you know what they say. If it's your birthday and you get rated, you can have another chocolate cake bite. That's what they say. How's it going? We were playing some Platinum and I had my team wiped by a Palkia that critted me with both Water Spout and Draco Meteor. Oh, that's nasty. That's very, very sick nasty. There we go. Would someone please explain what this overexcited student is trying to say? Hosonaga-san sketched a plan of the restaurant on the reverse side of his business card. It sounds like a very rough time, Coops. It sounds like a very rough time. At least you never died. This is the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. It's very, very cool. Also, I'm very, very tired, as you can tell. We're probably going to be wrapping up after the... Well, we're going to be wrapping up after this case, which should be soon. Kazuma is, like, the dopest dude in Ace Attorney history, though. Hosonaga-san sketched the plan of the restaurant on the reverse side of his business card. The front of that business card reveals the man in question's profession. His true profession. The waiter's profession? But that's surely... Good gracious! That's right, Your Excellency. The card reads Chief Inspector, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau. They should slam the desks in court in real life. Bang!
What? The waiter is a police detective? I haven't heard any mention of this before. Why haven't I heard any mention of this before?
The Imperial Police Bureau has immense power, absolute power, as far as regular civilians are concerned. So, witness is there in the stand. Was it in fact the waiter who gave you your orders? Was it he who told you not to mention that you've seen this foreign gentlewoman at the scene? Well... Inspector Hosonaga! I was worried something like this may happen. The moment you asked me to submit my sketch as evidence, I realized there's a possibility. Because you're dumb. If you're afraid of them, like... If you're the chief of police, you should understand how court proceedings go. You can't just be like, okay, look at this. Okay, it's mine now. You don't get to keep it. Well... Is there a problem? Hand over the plan to the court officer at once. Of course, here you are. Yes, I remember now. He did act strangely when the judge asked him to hand over his business card. I strive to carry out all investigations flawlessly, my guiding principle, but I let myself be distracted when I made that sketch. It was an unusually careless mistake.
So, you mean to say, you really are a detective?
But why would a detective be working as a restaurant waiter? Ah, of course! Your salary must be I was working undercover. Undercover? Yes. There have been a series of incidents at the restaurant recently. In order to investigate, I decided to get a job there as a waiter, working undercover. Incidents at the restaurant? What kind of incidents? That would be classified police information, which I am not at liberty to divulge. However, I can state categorically that they are unrelated to this case of homicide. Salary must be terrible. Yo, let's a straight out call back to Gumshoes, but he just wasn't having it. Very well then, Inspector Hosonaga, but you will elaborate on one point for the court. Of course, Your Excellency. We've just heard new information from the two witnesses beside you. That at the time of the shooting, there was in fact another person present at the victim's table. You lied. That is indeed true. Clearly you would have also been aware of this person's presence having served the table in question. However, your testimony did not allude to this other diner. Therefore, I am led to assume that in your professional capacity as a police officer, you required these witnesses to be in agreement. Would that be correct? Dang! Oh my lord, they're fierce in this. It's like, yeah, no, perjury. You're a failure as a police officer. You blackmailed them. I am. Correct, Your Excellency. Unbelievable! As I suspected. As soon as I heard the gunshot, I ran out of the kitchen to see what happened. The victim sat slumped in his chair, and besides him, gun in hand, stood the accused student. Sitting opposite the victim at the same table was a young woman, who I guessed to be an English woman. So the truth comes out. I immediately sealed off the restaurant and reported the incident to the Bureau. It was then that I received some special orders. Special orders? You mean to say, remove the Englishwoman from the scene at once. It was made clear that the Englishwoman's presence at the restaurant was to be concealed. Those were my orders. But what if this Englishwoman was the killer? I mean, she very clearly was at this point. I think that it would be in everyone's best interest not to pursue that idea. The Empire views the friendly terms of its relationship with Britain more highly than anything at the moment. An Englishman has been murdered on our soil. To name an Englishwoman as the primary suspect, well, without irrefutable evidence, that would be completely out of the question. So that's the reason for the disappearance of the Phantom Woman in this case. But it's not right! Dog, yeah, no, it's not. Like, there's so much more, like, honor bound. I love it. I mean, to be fair, it is, like, not ancient Japan, but, like, it's Japan. They're very much based on honor. One possibility does spring to mind. What do you mean, Kazuma? Yumei University is currently hosting a number of exchange students from Great Britain. And I'm fairly certain that one of them, studying in the medical faculty's research laboratory, is a young Englishwoman. What? You're a shrewd man. I can see why you're the chosen candidate for the overseas study tour. You mean, when I removed the woman from the scene of the crime, I thought it prudent to check her identity first. Then the court demands that you name the lady in question at once, Inspector. The Englishwoman sitting at the university professor's table was a certain Miss Giselle Brett. She was indeed a foreign student studying in the research laboratory of Yumei University's medical faculty. Why are the two other ones freaking out? Like, they don't have anything to worry about anymore. Like,
What is happening here?
yeah, no, this goes immediately going a lot. This doesn't seem like a one and done case. It just keeps on. This doesn't seem like an intro case. I admit that under orders from the police bureau, I erased all evidence of the lady's presence at the scene, and ordered these witnesses to make no mention of her in their testimonies. It must now be up to your excellency to decide how to deal with the situation. Very well. My thoughts on the matter are as follows. Thus far, the case presented to the court has been underpinned by a particularly critical premise. Namely, that the victim was dining alone. However, as we have now discovered that this premise is false, it would be a desecration of our justice system to ignore the truth and give a ruling at this point.
But, Your Excellency, that would mean missing the noon deadline of a ruling in order to send the telegraphic report to Great Britain. Our own government will surely be very displeased by such actions.
Calm yourself, Consul. I will not allow the government of our country or any other to influence the proceedings of my courtroom. Inspector Hosonaga. Yes, sir? You will locate this Giselle Brett and escort her to the courtroom with utmost urgency. At once, Your Excellency.
But that means you'll be going against the special orders you were given from the police bureau.
As I said before, it is my guiding principle to carry out all investigations flawlessly. So it won't be a problem. Nothing will get in my way. Not even dying and coughing up my heart and lungs. And every internal organ I currently have. Court will adjourn briefly. The prosecution must call the English student Giselle Brett to the witness stand. Do I make myself clear?
Yes. Your Excellency.
Good. Then we will have a 30-minute recess before reconvening. Hey, bum ba dum bum 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 ba dum bum bum bum. I'm really into this so far. I'm really into this so far. Ay, 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 ay. Save your current progress. Let's do it. Ay, let's do it to it. Ay, let's do it to it. Ay, let's do it to it. Ay. Whew. Ace Attorney is so good. Ace Attorney is phenomenal. I love Ace Attorney. I really, really do. Quite a big Ace Attorney fan. Okay, I think though this is a good chance for me to go to the bathroom real quick. Go to the bathroom real quick. Oh, I've been sitting in that chair for like the past 8 hours. Whew. Oh, I need to stretch it out a little bit. Okay, I'm back. Thank you for being patient. Thank you for being patient. Ah, I'm all sore and tired today. I'm all sore and tired today. Trial part 2. Hey, I want to continue on. I want to go on with the game. See, dude, you're telling me, good job, but like, I think we both know it wasn't really me. It was all you. We know that for like an absolute certainty. It was almost unbelievable. I mean, look at you in there. You could be showcasing every negative thing that could possibly make me doubt you, but yet, you pulled through. So there was someone else. I knew it. I trusted myself. I trusted my gut. The powers of observation. My observation hockey is top tier. So on the way out of the restaurant myself on the floor next to Dr. Wilson's table, I noticed there's a gun lying on the floor, and just after I bent down and picked it up, bang bang! Bang 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 bang! He ran over to me looking as white as a sheet, and he bundled me in some sort of small pantry next to the kitchen. Asking my detective, he apprehended his suspect without a moment's delay. That's because I was shut in the pantry. I have no idea what happened outside the dining area. Interesting. Very interesting. But what I'm thinking is we're gonna open up a pack of cards to end off stream tonight, leave you guys with something to look forward to playing this game on your own, which I really think you should do. We're not going to do a full playthrough on the channel, we're just going to do this showcase. You know, we wanted to play it today. It was a fun time experience in the beginning of the game with y'all, but if anything, giving you a little bit of tease. Give you a little bit of tease, you know, be like, ooh, maybe I should check this out, because yes, you should. Absolutely play Ace Attorney. We want more Ace Attorney games, because Ace Attorney, as Coop said, is go good. Ace Attorney is so good. I want to open up a Chillin' Reign pack. Open up a pack of Chillin' Reign. Oh, I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I honestly probably would keep on going for a bit longer. I was really wanting to like try and finish off this first case, but it's going on for quite a while, which I'm down for. But I am, oh boy, I'm tired. I'm very tired. It's been a long day. It's been a long day. It's been mostly a very good day, but it's been a very long day. It's been a very long day. It's hard to believe I've been streaming. Oh my god, I've been streaming I streamed for like 9 hours today, besides a half-hour break. Excluding like a half-hour break. Well, like, we streamed 9 hours. It's like 9.5, including the break. Oh, I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I haven't done a stream this long in I haven't done a long stream like this in a very long time. But we're going to open up this pack. I'm going to say I think it's going to be a fighting type. No, electric. I'm feeling electric. It's going to be an electric type energy. I know it. I know it. Give me that electric energy. Ooh, I see the score, bunny. I see the score, bunny. So, yo. this code card, I just like my energy just like completely bottomed out. This code card's gonna be put on the in Discord after stream. You know, that's how it's gonna work. It's a steel type energy, not an electric at all. Ledian, Old Cemetery, Impact Energy, Scorbunny, Diglett, Golett, Deerling, Shanizel, Reverse Hollow Porygon 2, and I'm feeling a whole. Okay, no, it's just a Golurk. I was gonna be like, I'm feeling a full art. But, I may have been feeling one, but there was not one. I may have been feeling one, but there was not one. Okay, let's go see. Oh, I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I think we're just gonna wrap up. I think we're just gonna wrap on up. Thank you everyone so much for watching. Thank you everyone so much for the birthday wishes and everything. This, that, and another. I appreciate it quite a lot. And good night. I'll see you tomorrow.